Corey's going counterclockwise and Jamie's going clockwise, right? Right, okay, cool. Just making sure. But no, the blocking is very important in this show because Jamie and Kathy are going through different timelines. We decided to convey that through where they were standing on the stage. As you can see behind me, that we have all of the various platforms. And so to communicate that, Jamie and Kathy followed a specific pathway in the blocking. So Jamie would move clockwise throughout the show. And the first song, he would stand on one platform and then would move clockwise to the next platform, and Kathy would be the opposite. She would move counterclockwise. So they actually end up meeting in the middle, in the front of the stage, and that's the only moment that they're really together. So their paths literally cross in that moment. And
through the film. Hallie really wanted to just exhibit the intimacy that these two characters were going through throughout their whole divorce, and love story. And the way that I wanted to capture it and have a marriage between what her ideas were and what my ideas were was to just focus on their faces and make sure that you see a lot of their eyes and their actual emotions behind what they're singing. I feel like a lot of musical theater can be at an arm's length of a lot of viewers, especially if you're watching it on a stage, of just grabbing those emotions and, having a sense of what's happening. And I think for me, was just making sure that the information that they were showing through their eyes and through their acting was shown properly, and that you could just be right there with them, when they felt sad or happy or any other emotion they were feeling at the time. I think I personally wanted to shoot some scenes and some songs differently, but also approaching it the same way she was, very simplistic. So I was trying to use as many of just like basic movie, tropes with the camera that are possible, nothing too fancy. And I think handheld and having it on a gimbal, that really changes the emotions of what the character is saying. And you kind of just feel on edge if something is, on handheld and the person is throwing all their emotions out there. I think it's
that is CM Smiling.
CM Smiling. Mm-hmm. I think that from the very get-go, CM Smiling was something that I saw handheld, or at least towards the end, because it's a very raw song where Kathy's pouring all her emotions, and she's pretty much the only one in the show that does that, where she's just plain speaking about everything that's happening in her brain right now, and saying it out loud at least. So I think I wanted to approach that in a handheld version, just so you can feel, you could be in Jamie's shoes at that point in time of someone just telling you what's happening in their brain. What happens in the projection is just a reflection of the memories, that has or could or may have happened already, through these two individuals' lives that met and are just fleeting by. I think this is very much a show about, love that has passed by. I don't think the show is ever in the moment until the wedding scene. And I think having the projections really plays on the part of they're constantly in a 2020, retrospective of their relationship. And I think that's a very interesting take that, you came up with for that.
Also, I feel like the projection scene, since it takes place off stage, it kind of seems like it's a little bit separated from the actual show, which kind of also gives it the feel that it's kind of in this different timeline or in this dream state sort of timeline, or looking back or reminiscing, being in one's head, looking back at certain memories and things like that. So that was also something that was kind of wanting to be incorporated as well. Now this moment made me want to pull out my hair, and it was all Georgia's fault.
She did though, she pulled out her hair.